Hi, friends, and welcome. I am your hot mess of a host, Mary Hendricks from The Very Merry Life, your new mom friend that soon will feel like an old friend. Twice a week, every week, I want you to come and join me as we cover moments in motherhood, marriage, sex, and more. Some moments worth savoring, others worth surviving, all with a laugh, pep talk, or F-bomb every now and again. I want you to come as you are, but leave the sugarcoating behind because, guys, we know how sweet it already is. So what do you say? Up for picking some daisies?
But good. How have you been, Mary Hendricks?
Good, same old. I'll see your face next week, which is wild.
Oh my God, can you friggin' believe it?
No, it's
We're a little bit, if you guys are, under a rock and you haven't known, but myself, Mary, Kim Perry's also bringing her sister-in-law.
Yeah.
We will all be in Los Angeles.
I know. I'm so
the city of angels.
It's going to be wild.
The thing is.
Tell me before I say what I was going to say.
Well, no, you tell me first. You tell me first.
I've been having a ton of people reach out to say that we need to schedule make a meetup for all three of us.
Let's do it.
We're meeting up, but we need to look into is that chocolate on my face?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't see it.
I just saw it. We need to do a meetup because everyone's saying we want to see you guys. We want to see you guys in person. So I'm like, maybe we should get a
oh my God, how friggin' fun. Well,
or something. I don't know what.
Yeah. Let's try that maybe for Friday evening or maybe Thursday evening. We have no plans, Mary. We should do a fun, night out.
Yeah.
My friend Lindsay Love, if anyone follows her, she's like, please let me take you ladies out. And I feel like she's the queen of LA.
Yeah.
And she knows a ton of celebrities.
All right,
crazy. She's a celebrity DJ.
Oh,
so,
I didn't know that. Okay.
But yeah, I would love to meet up with followers.
Yeah.
Well, not even followers. They're our friends.
Yeah.
They're just our pen pals.
Well, that's how it feels. Have you met people out that follow you, where you live?
Yes. Stuff? Obviously I got everything started when I was doing local stuff.
Yeah.
So I do run into people often around town, which it's always very fun when someone's I was just at a Panthers game, a hockey game, and I'm with with the boys and I'm walking back where, it was over and someone's like, hi, I don't know, just are you Katie from Mommy Needs More Wine? I'm like, yeah, just I follow you. It's always nice to be recognized. It's also so weird, but you would definitely be recognized. I mean, who doesn't know Mary Hendricks? You are
many
so
people.
fun.
Many people. Not yet. One day, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what's in the cards.
Well,
I don't know.
If you do live in the LA area, we should do a meetup.
Oh, we should. I would love that. That'd be freaking awesome. It would just be fun.
Let's get on that. You know who's good at making plans? Kim Perry.
I know. God.
I feel like she's a go-getter.
She is. She's motivated. It's because she gets up early and works out every day.
That's it. Maybe that's what I am.
Do we need to bring our workout
guys
clothes with her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. I already know this. I think Mary and I are of the same, we might just roll out of bed. But I think Kim's going to be all right, ladies, get out of bed. We're doing a workout. And honestly,
absolutely. Because also she's pregnant. So it's not she's going to be indulging with us. You and I have a feeling this is going to be an interesting, fun
I'm excited
experience.
to do all the things.
Yeah, we're going to have fun.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. But oh my God. I'm well, you know me with flying, but I'm excited.
I was going to say, how are you feeling about the flight anxiety?
Weirdly calm until 10:30 at night, usually. Until then I sit and I think about it last minute before I go to bed. I at this point, there is no other option to not go. So at this point, I'm just accepting it and I'm trying to educate myself on the statistics. And I have Xanax, so I know I can lean into that. I know it's going to be okay. I'm also kind of glad because my flight and your flight's early too, but my flight's, I forget what time, 8 o'clock. But I have to be out of the house. We live
mine's
an
at
hour.
7:30.
Okay, yeah, mine's early. I know mine can't be any later than 8, but I have to be out of the house then. We live an hour and 15 minutes away from the airport. So I'm going to have to be out of here early, which is actually going to be nice. That way the kids are still asleep. I don't have to do the big goodbye with them, and that will freak me out if I do that. That will make me a mess. And I think and my brain won't be awake enough yet that early in the morning.
Yeah.
I think I'll just
get up, wake up, and get the fuck out the door.
Yeah, and go.
I know. I don't even know what to pack.
Yeah.
What is the weather like in Los Angeles? I don't even know. I know it's warm, but not warm like Florida.
No.
But and if you are listening, if you have any recs on, it's hot, right? I think it's Southern California, so
it was earlier, but
they have their.
Let's see. Right now, if anything doesn't change, it's going to be like mid-70s.
All right. Hey, it's better than the blazing sun down here. Like it's been 90 degrees with like 150% humidity.
Yeah, and meanwhile,
you're getting nice weather right now.
We're 48 outside, low of 43 tonight. So yeah, it's
my
cold.
God.
I know.
Nipply.
I know.
Nipply.
I'm not used to it. Well, no, it's actually getting lower. It's getting down to 38 tonight. So
you better get real close to Kev tonight. Get some blankets. Hold each other.
Baby, I'm ovulating. I told him, I was like, get away from me.
Stay away from me.
Yeah, today is the day.
That's the great thing about having my tubes tied. I know when I'm ovulating. Like, we've talked about this. Like, my body's like, and my ovaries just explode with eggs. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, my tubes are tied.
Yeah.
I know that there's some people that have had, their tubes tied and still got pregnant.
I feel like if
would have
that's
happened already for me.
No. If that happens, there's something going on.
Cry.
I don't know how that would even happen.
Or I would have a stern talking to my doctor. Like, what the fuck?
I'd be like, what did you do in there?
What the hell, woman?
Because don't they just sear them off?
Yeah, basically, like, they physically, it's not even, I don't know. Like, obviously, yeah, look it up, because I don't know if they actually tie them, if they cut them. I'm pretty sure they cut them.
All right, tying tubes, reversible. Is it reversible? Is done.
They say it is.
Can. Okay. Most tubal ligation procedures cannot be reversed. Oh, never mind. That other one says no. Tubal ligation. That's what I'm getting if I have another baby. But until that point, I am just.
I think I've come on here and said before, like, I do regret doing it for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah.
The main reason is I have crazy symptoms after, like, no one tells you, like, you're going to be, I bleed heavier now after this. I don't know if it's just third baby.
What's interesting about that, though, is like when I shared about, like,
I don't know.
My periods are, someone had said that their tubal made it better. I think it's just, I don't think any of it makes sense.
I think it's just the individual. Yeah. Everyone's so different. Like, for me, like, I had it through my body. I truly believe it threw my body into this polycystic ovarian state. Yeah. That I was dealing with. Like, my testosterone was through the roof. Like my hormones were totally out of whack because I think my body was like, what the fuck? Because I just had a baby. They did a C-section. And then during the C-section, they were like, yep, tie your tubes. I think my body was like, whoa. Wait the fuck up. Like, what's going on? So I don't know. I regret doing it. But then, like, I don't regret it because I'm like, I don't think we could financially handle another baby, mentally handle another baby. But then I see, like, friends that are going for their fourths. Like, look at Kim, like, I'm like, oh, I want that. But I don't miss the newborn. I miss the newborn phase. I don't miss the newborn phase. Like, I don't know. I'm all over the charts.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, that's how I am. I said it. Well, I had Kat and Nat on.
I was going to say, I know you questioned it.
I had them on. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. Them on. Can't wait. Kat and Nat was on. Yeah, it was so good. But they were like, I was saying that to them. And I think one of them has 4 kids, but she's like, oh, you're going to have a 4th. She's like, if it's not a no, then it's definitely a yes. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
That's how I feel about you.
I don't know. I've had moments today because I saw a bunch of women sharing, like, their ultrasounds, or, like, even Kim looks all cute and pregnant. And I'm like, oh
my God, the cutest.
So sweet. I'm like, that's so sweet. I missed that. But, like, then at the same time, I'm like, no. And then, like, especially getting up early this morning with the kids, I'm like, like, I can't imagine having, like,
another
2 hours
human
of sleep and doing that. Yeah. And just fitting that in. I don't know. Not right now. It literally is like I'm good right now. Like, I just need, if I'm going to do it, I need Haley to be older. That way I can get her off to school a little bit, and I can, like, because it's going to be my last. I want to, like, enjoy it then, if that's the case. Like, I want to be able to have, like, the final baby cuddles that, like, you kind of miss out on with, like, the subsequent child. Like, you miss out on that. Like, you did that first time. Like, if I'm going to do it the last time, I want it to feel like the first time. that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
And we'll see what happens. But
I do feel for women that have like back-to-back pregnancies. Like you were saying, like you have like a 1-year-old, but you're up all night with a toddler, like, or they're both up all night or up all night with a toddler. You're up all night with a newborn, or like my sister had like back-to-back pregnancies. So when her middle one was like 6 or 7 months old, she was pregnant with her third. And like her day starts everyone's awake at like 5:30.
Nope.
Like, and then it's like,
it's interesting because I went to a birthday party this Saturday, which actually was incredibly interesting. It was actually kind of fun. So I brought Cassidy to this birthday party, and I knew the mom who was hosting it, and she invited me. So that was kind of nice. I already knew someone at least. But Cassidy played with all the girls. It was just the little girls from her class. And then all the other moms who brought their daughters kind of just huddled in the kitchen and they had hors d'oeuvres, and it was just like ladies. It was only girls. That was it. And it was nice because it was just like, you could definitely tell like there's potential for making mom friends now that I'm entering this stage, because like all of the breastfeeding versus bottle feeding, formula feeding, sleep training, baby-led weaning, polarization of parenthood is like kind of out the window at that point. And like, there are things, but no one's kind of giving a shit that we are doing it differently. That's kind of like the vibe I picked up with all the moms, because we've been like so out of the rocky stage. Yeah, we're in a different season where I don't think we know what the hell we're doing, but we're standing a little bit more firmly in our choices. So when we hear about another mom doing something different, you're not as like bothered by it, if that makes sense.
It's such a great freeing feeling to feel that way. Like, oh, cool. Like you're still breastfeeding your 4-year-old. Oh, all right. You know, like I remember I had a first birthday party for Bryn. There was a new mom friend that came and she saw there was bottles and she goes, oh my God, she's still on a bottle. And I was like, yeah, she's my third baby. Like, I don't care. She'll be I don't care if she graduates fucking high school with a passy in her mouth. Like, I don't care. But she only has one, you know? So it's like, and not to say, I mean, I think she just, cause she thought, oh, they're 1 year old. They have to get rid of the bottles. Like, cause I thought that too, but I like at this point, it's just a fucking free for all. Like you want to have, like this morning, she had a handful of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm like, oh my God, you've reached your sugar limit for the day, and it's not even 8 a.m. But okay.
Yeah, that's what my kids ate this morning. But no, yeah, it's true. It's like, I think you definitely get more seasoned as you have more kids. But I think it's just like because we have to pick our battles so often. So I think that's definitely like the difference between one. But there were other moms there. What was interesting, like there were other moms that had, or two other ones that they only had one child at the time. One had zero plans on ever having another. And then the other said her daughter again is 6. And she was like, yeah, we want to have a second. I just could not do the little kid back to back. And I was like,
it's
that's
hard.
Awesome. I was like, that's awesome. Like, I think that is commemorable to like recognize. And I think so many moms are like, I don't know what's better. Like, I don't know if it's better to have a huge age gap or if it's better to have a small age gap. I think it depends on your support in all of it.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that
right
really
now. Matters. I think
sister,
it's really just how your support system is at both times.
If you have the quote unquote village, motherhood is hard no matter what, but if you have that village, God, it's so much easier. Like my sister, back-to-back pregnancies, she had 3 kids within like 3.5, 4 years. And guess who's helped her the most? My mother, because she's down the road. Like I always thought that I would have kids back-to-back because my siblings and I are pretty much very close in age.
Yeah.
And I also realize now why my mom lost her ever-loving fucking mind raising us, because it was too much. But she did tell me that it was nice that we all were just in synchronicity, like through school. So it's like, all right, that one's off to college. All right, the next one's off to college. And it was just like very quickly where there's not this like large age gap. Like when Luke is 18, Bryn's going to be 10.
Yeah.
So like I'm going to have a elementary school kid and one in college. Like that's so mind boggling to me.
Yeah.
But honestly, for me, it's better because the mental load, it seemed a little bit better. I don't know. I don't mind that my kids have an age gap. Especially
I think,
the
well, it
large
would have
age
been
gap
different if
between.
you had a huge village down there, then it probably would have been different.
Oh,
but that's like another thing.
Honestly,
where I think about,
I swear to God.
Go ahead.
Yeah. If I had more help, and my mother-in-law does help a lot, even more now than ever because she's retired. But if I had a lot of help, we probably would have went for a fourth. I swear to God. We always said we wanted 4 kids.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I just, we stopped at 3. There's every so often I get like this bug. I'm like, I'm going to do IVF. We're going to have another baby. And Keith, Bird's like, go fuck yourself. Like that's not happening. But there's every so often I'm like, we need more children. And he's like, are you nuts? We have enough.
Well, I had someone on, Jess from like the Runos family. I don't know if you follow her.
Yeah.
On
oh my
Instagram,
God, love her.
but she
She's
was
such
on
a
it.
sweetie.
And we were talking about like, cause she just had her 4th about a year ago. And we were talking about like being done. And again, I recognize that
she's a teenager.
Yeah. I don't like, and I had said, I don't like to say, I have like an issue saying it's a blessing. I know it's a blessing, but I have a problem with that just because I don't like to think that some people are like picked and chosen for certain things. So I know it's fortunate. I like to say I'm fortunate. Yeah. I'm just fortunate that I am able to have kids. So I understand that this conversation of being able to select how many kids you want isn't, for everyone, and no one can do it. But
yes,
I had said like, we were talking about it. I think the biggest reason why like my thing is, am I trying to have another baby, a brand new human that I have know nothing about that could be something completely new? Or do I wish I could just go back to like my babies that I already know, and just hold them for like a second longer? Like that is the biggest debate that I have. And I think it's almost for me holding on to like, oh yeah, we could have a 4th. I kind of think it's hesitation with grief, because there's definitely a grief that's going to come the moment you close.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Eye-Opening Moments podcast are real-life stories of adversity, encounters, and perspectives. They are moments that can lift your spirits, give you some food for thought, or move you. For the introspective mind that likes to reflect, discover, and find solutions or meaning in a complex life, listen to Eye-Opening Moments podcasts.
That chapter.
Yes. There is grief. It's
Mm-hmm. And it's like hesitating. So for me to like be like, oh, well, no, we totally could. I think it's just, I'm not ready for that grief talk yet. And I think that grief is like so tenfold because you're feeling grief after, a storyline that you kind of are grieving and you're kind of letting go. But also, and I had said to her in this podcast, I was like, it's almost a grief over your kids, because I recognized this the other day. Our kids, like, I don't know if you do this. Do you ever think that this is going to be your forever? Like you look around at your kids and you're like, what I'm feeling right now in this moment right here. It's hard to imagine that that's not going to be the same.
Oh, it's a debilitating thought sometimes. And like my sister thinks those are intrusive thoughts. Like she's like, why do you cry? Or like we both cry. Well, we really, I mean, I think about all the time, like they're going to be older and like they won't be home. Like I'm in the thick of it all the time. And I call my mom and she's like, Katie, it's not going to be like this forever. You're going to miss this. And when you're in the thick of that shit, you're like, miss what? Miss the laundry, miss the snotty nose, the talking back, the total fucking chaos of it all. And she's like, yeah, you're going to miss it. Yeah. And she goes, I miss it.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's going to be a time where you're going to sit alone and you're going to be sitting in silence and your kids are going to be doing things, wonderful things and living their life. And you're going to feel contentment, but you're going to feel lonely. And I'm like, oh, so it's hard though, because I mean, I was talking to a patient the other day. I wish I could have a lot of kids just to fill my heart, my home, but like I have to stop at some point. Like there's got to be a finish line, and that's when with Bryn, I was like, all right, I this is my finish line. So I know you're not there yet. You're not.
I don't know. I think it's almost like an existential crisis type of thing where you almost have to look and
Truly.
it's like because it is like even me closing the chapter is kind of acknowledging that I'm getting older. It's almost acknowledging like there's so many layers to this of being like,
oh, it's a journey.
Yeah, it's so weird, but it's like, and like I said, it's like a grief, but like, and what I had said, I actually kind of teared up on this podcast that I recorded. I was like, one day there will be a day that our kids will walk out of the room and they will come back not even looking like themselves. That freaks me out more than anything when I think about that.
I'm already seeing
Haley. Yeah, I look at Haley and I'm like, one day you're like, I see my kids in old, photos and videos. And I think that's why, like, let's just say Haley and is my last, but like our last babies right now, it's just like, I recognize that so often where I'm like, oh, that was just a second ago that I was like holding Cassidy, but she looked nothing like she does now. And I don't even.
No, because they grow into themselves.
Yeah. But like one day it was like the baby I knew at that time is just gone, poofed into thin air.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's like, it's so.
I literally felt this morning, Mary. If you're listening, it was my third baby's, my last baby, first day of daycare preschool. It's more of a preschool. They're learning. Yeah. And she did fabulous, right? I mean, the first day I think she was like, what the hell's going on? But she did good. She did well. But I literally cried in my car before I went into work for like a good solid 10 minutes. I'm talking boo-hoo cried. I let it out. And then I looked at a bunch of pictures, made myself cry even more because there's a finality of this. They're not infants anymore, Mary. Like, look at Haley. They're toddlers.
Yeah.
And it's like that toddler phase, man, it's rough some days. I mean, they choose violence every day. But I mean, Mary and I always say, like, if we got our little girls together, like Haley and Bryn, they would tear shit up.
I saw the funniest reel that I want to create. It was someone on our TikTok, and I'm going to credit him because it was so funny. And it's like him by the closet hanging something up. And he said, being a parent, it's like being a parent of a toddler when you take your eyes off of him for a second. And so he's like hanging something, he looks over, and then when he looks back, the toddler originally was sitting on the bed, and now it's him. And now it's like the toddler falling out the window. And I was like, that's so true. Cause it's literally like, I could look away for a second, look back, and Haley's like dancing on my kitchen island with like steak knives. And I'm like, what are you doing?
They're like little Houdinis. Like, they're so quick. And what is it with them on tables? That is what Bryn does too. Like, it's always a table or something that like is dangerous.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, you need to go to daycare where I don't have to like, let someone else take care of you for a few hours.
Hey. Are you going to be picking up more shifts at work?
I'm trying to.
Nice.
Although right now there's no need for me right now, but there's a girl going out on maternity leave. So, and I think she'll probably come back part-time. So I'll, take on her shifts. But yeah, these little toddlers, I mean, it was a rough day today, but I felt good about it.
Yeah.
I felt good. Like, I was like, you know what? This is, she's ready. She's so ready. She's so smart and she's going to thrive. But with each new milestone, you close a chapter and you put that to bed, and that little baby phase. And to me, she'll always be a little baby, but truly, like, she's almost 2.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, how did we get her so quick?
I know.
What time is not real. Like, it's fleeting, and I wish I find myself like trying to like, grasp all the memories and the things, and it's like water slipping through my fingers. But that's why
it's like sand.
Knowing that she's my last.
Yeah, it's sand.
Yeah.
You grip on for a short second, and you can make it just go slow, but you're always going to just lose it. You'll never hold on to it tight.
I wish what I know now, I wish I knew before with my others. I didn't slow time down with my first and second. I think these are my big regrets. I wished time away because I was literally exhausted.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get to the next milestone because I thought it'd be easier. But guess what, everyone that's listening? It's always hard. Every milestone has its ups and downs, Yeah. So, but like, I really wish I took the time with my first and second to like really enjoy the littler parts of them. And even now I'm finding myself like just embracing them, smelling them, like holding them, touching their hands, touching their hair. Like, they think I'm crazy. They're like, get the fuck off me, Mom. Like,
no, but I honestly think it's for a reason. Like, because I think all of us do that. Like, I did it. I think just survival mode in general just makes it that way. And I think it's such a regret because I think we believe it's possible. I truly don't think a lot of that is possible to be able to slow down in the chaotic moments. And I think like there are certain things
feels impossible.
It is. I don't think it is. Like even yesterday, and I've been super, like, I've been trying to focus really hard on being super present, especially on the weekends, and putting my phone down and building up boundaries with social media and stuff. And even yesterday, and like, we've had multiple weekends of like being able to do that. Like, they're gone like that, where it's like, I enjoy it and I know I can somewhere in my like gut take it in, but it's gone. And now even thinking about yesterday, it feels like a blur. And I know I'm not going to remember every ounce of it, but I know I had a second of appreciating it. And I think that's the biggest difference of not soaking it in, because I think that's impossible, especially when you are wrung, like you are dry as a bone. It's going to be fucking hard. Yeah. But I think it's just appreciating it. I think that's what I think it's that. I think that's what moms need to not do better at, because I think it's different. Soaking it in and appreciating it is different. Of being like, I know I'm not going to remember every ounce and every detail, but I'm glad I'm here. Yeah. No matter what this fucking thing looks like. Because that's why I call it treading pudding. Yeah. It's like my saying.
Treading pudding? I love that. I'm going to use that every day now. That's what it feels like.
It's hard as shit, but when you look up and you realize where you're sitting and you're wading through, it's sweet as all hell. You wouldn't trade it for the world. Treading pudding.
I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like tonight when I was dropping F-bombs during homework time, and I was like, just fucking do your homework. And I thought, wow, they're really going to get some childhood trauma from me. Definitely.
Don't worry. I gave them a plenty from this past weekend. Oh my God. Kev was out of work.
I mean, they press the buttons enough. Like my older one will say things that really hurt because he's almost 10. So he'll be like, I don't want you to be I don't want you going to the hockey game with us. Like I took the boys to a hockey game. We have season tickets. And so like, why does my husband get to do all the fun things with them? Why? I like hockey. I like sports. So I went and all I did was root for the team. I was like, yay. And he looked at me, he's like, oh, I can't come with you again. All I did was root for the team. So like, he's in that tweeny, like he's almost like a tween. Yeah. And then Declan, my middle one, is like, anything I say, he'll do the opposite. I'm like, please go brush your teeth. He's like, no. And I'm like,
Okay. Yeah.
And then Bryn is just, I mean, she's a wild woman on the loose right now. I mean, she's just like she's a firecracker.
Yep.
I thought the third ones were supposed to be chill.
No.
Yeah. What? That's, I read the wrong memo.
No. Yeah. No. They're chill in that they're immune to like the fucking chaos. I think they just live in their
That's what it is.
It is.
They do.
They're free spirits, because it's not like, I don't know. When Haley came out of me, literally when she came out and they placed her over by me after the C-section, the first thing I said to her, because she was crying, and most of my babies, like, I remember Cassidy didn't really cry, but Spencer, I remember when he came out, he cried, but once they put him on me, he stopped crying, which was nice.
Yep.
Haley did not stop crying. She did not stop crying. And I remember just saying to her, being like, I know, maybe I should yell. Maybe then you would recognize my voice.
Yeah.
And I was like,
right. Yeah. Because
they heard you probably heard in the womb.
Like, oh my God. They're probably like, what is going on out there?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm a yeller though. Like I will gentle parent. I have my kids and I have set up boundaries because I asked them, how could I be a better parent? They asked me to stop yelling. That's literally what they said, Mary. So I said, okay, but what do I do when you don't listen?
Yeah.
And so my older one was like, how about this? Ask us 3 times. And then if we don't listen, then you can yell. I mean,
that's what we do all the time.
Very quickly. Yeah. But, and then I usually like after I scream and yell, I'm like, you guys know I love you so much. It's almost like, I don't know. It's like, I'm like I said, these kids are going to get some trauma. Yeah. Hopefully it's enough to make them funny and successful. But like, I'm like, guys, I love you so much. And you're really getting me angry. Like, please cut the fucking shit.
Yeah.
They beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I think about Chandler from Chan and the Boys, and her boys are beating the shit out of each other all the time. They're taking that little baby and I'm like, okay, so it's not just my house. I know that, I've seen videos of Cassidy pulling Haley around it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, they're nuts. And her and Spencer specifically, they're into karate. They're like ninjas now, so that's their new thing. But they when they get mad at each other, they're fighting. When they're playing is different versus when they're fighting. When they're mad, it's kicking, it's hitting, and it's biting. And then I'm like, okay, both of you, like, move.
Yeah.
Cassidy, thankfully, is getting older, and I think there's something different between the oldest being a girl versus the oldest being a boy type of dynamic, if that makes sense. Like my brother was the oldest of us and I was under him, but like there was zero way he would ever put hands on me because it was like, there was like that
because you're the little sister.
Yeah, it's like the dynamic that you teach them. But opposite wise, Cassidy for sure slaps the shit out
Whales.
of her.
Yeah. It's true though, because I had an older brother and he never, like, I have friends that like were like, oh, my older brothers beat me up. But like my brother never did that. He was relentless with teasing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
same with my
he
brother.
still does it to me.
Did you ever chase him with a wooden spoon or a butcher knife?
Oh, yeah. Like my sister and I would be like, we're going to fuck you up. Like, he would tease us to the point we'd cry.
Yeah.
And
I put a hole
like,
in my parents' door once because my brother was agitating the shit out of me and he ran for me. And I know I grabbed a giant wooden spoon and I chased him. And I brought
oh my God, I love it.
My parents must have been out of the house. It was like, it was the time when they would leave like 12-year-olds alone. And I'd run and chase him. And he locked himself in my parents' bedroom and I went up and I kicked it. And I put a hole and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh. Yeah, my brother would like do stupid shit like put his finger in his ass and then like swipe it underneath our noses when we were like laying on the couch.
What is
I know that if anyone's listening to this and knows my brother. Yeah.
My brother and his friends.
That is awful, Mary. That is awful.
They would do that. Or there was something that they would do. And like, I remember my brother and his friends, they would like bend over and shove their balls between their legs right underneath their butt crack. So when they bent over, it was like their butt crack and then their balls sticking right out.
Balls.
And then they would try to like, I don't know what they would try to
men, boys.
I don't know. But then they would try to like stick it on your face. Like they would chase you to try to like sit on your face. And I was like, this is fucked up, you guys. But you're so young at the time that it's not like, it sounds creepy, but it's like a bunch of 9-year-olds, like 8-year-olds that like have no idea what.
It was the 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
My friends do that to each other now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. The dynamics, I mean, I could never imagine like doing that at like 12 years old to like my friends, like sticking my ass on their face or, like, but that's the shit that boys do. Like,
they do.
It's just, people don't want to think boys and girls are different. They are. They fucking are.
They are.
And
so,
I realize now.
See, but I think girls are pretty fucking crude though. Like my girlfriends and I were
They're mean as shit.
Yeah, but well, girls are mean to people that they don't know, but when they have a close-knit group, we are gross. We can be.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have like two girl groups, and they're kind of intertwined with some of the same girls. Yeah. But like, I swear to God, this is verbatim. And my friend Morgan, I'm going to call you out right now. She texted us. There's like 7 of us, and she's like, "Holy fucking shit! The kids just walked in on us having sex," and we were, and her girls are like 6 and 3 or 4. Yeah. So like, whatever. I was like, oh, well, did you just, like, one of the girls, like, did you just tell them that, like, you guys were wrestling? And she's like, no, like, I was jerking him off. And, like, she saw me jerking him off. I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Those are some crazy girl, like, I hope and pray that if I ever die, no one ever goes through my girl group texts because they're raunch. And I know that anyone's listening.
Oh, they're raunchy. My girlfriends and I in college, we would like come back from the bars and like yell at strangers and be like, "Can I see your dick?" Like just yell it at people. And we loved the penis game. The penis game when we were in college was like our favorite.
Wait, I need to know this game.
You just yell penis, but start small.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to get louder and louder. So you would get louder, I would get louder, and whoever can be the ballsiest to yell penis the loudest wins. And when someone backs off and is too scared to do it, then they lose.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God. I think we have a game we're playing in LA.
No. We're coming up. So you wait till everyone sees the reels that we're going to be throwing together.
It's at this point. I'm just excited to laugh. Yeah. I know that I'm going to laugh my ass off with you girls. Like, it's just going to be fun. Our Airbnb is literally gorgeous. Mm-hmm. It's like, I feel like it's so West Hollywood, so I'm excited for that. Hopefully it's not a scam, I've heard some crazy, like, I think Kim she knows enough, but it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, no, that's.
And then we're thinking about maybe podcasting, like doing a podcast together there.
Yeah, I have to look into that and see how the hell we connect 3 microphones in.
I wonder if we could do it at a podcast studio. There's a bunch of them there.
Really?
We'll have to, meeting of the minds. Yeah, because I know there's podcast places in my area that you go, you pay a fee to use their equipment, but you podcast.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
Oh,
it's pretty cool. It's like if you look at like some of the like mega like celebrities that have podcasts, like a lot of them are podcasting. Well, a lot of them have their own places, but if you look at like Nick Viall, I think when he first started, he was podcasting in like a studio.
Oh,
so yeah, we'll have to check it out. I'm excited.
I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, it will be fun. It will be just a nice girl time.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's just gonna be fun. I'm excited for the expo.
The expo is gonna be great. Prego Expo, creators, if anyone's going.
Yeah, other creators that like follow. I know both you and I that are in our circles. They're coming. I know.
Fabulous.
I'm gonna say her account wrong. She's awesome. She's so sweet. Mama Meg thanks.
Oh, awesome.
I don't know if you can
I'm pretty sure I follow her. Yeah, I see it. Yep. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, she's coming.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to just like network and like meet new people and obviously meet you.
Yeah. Well, she actually said that she had said that she went on, I don't know if this is something that you should even look for. I'll cut this part out, but Prego Expo, that she had said that she applied to be an influencer. That's how she got to go. And she just applied to go. I don't know if you go on their site, but if you do, then you're probably put on a list of something. But you're my guest. You're
Should
my
I do that
anyway?
Yeah.
But I'll ask her. And I'll see what she applied on, because that maybe then you can apply, even that way you're like recognized for being there. But you're coming anyway. You're my +1, but maybe then it would just be in,
let me know for sure.
I'll find out.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, it's going to be a good old time.
It is.
Good.
I can't wait to bring you guys along with us. It's going to be awesome.
I know. Let me, okay. I want to see if anyone submitted, because I put on, did you see my stories? I submitted.
I did. Yeah. Mary polled her audience to, ask us a question or questions.
I don't have many. Hold on. I'm making a PowerPoint hold on. I'm making a PowerPoint presentation for my husband as to why we should buy our son blank. I don't know what that means. Axolotl? What? What should I bribe? What should I include to bribe him? What's that? Hold on.
Axolotl is it's a game on, I think it's either Minecraft or Roblox, maybe to buy him an iPad. I don't know.
Well,
you don't know say.
If that's what she's meaning, and it's like a newt. It's like this fucking thing.
Yeah, it's an axolotl. Yep. Mm-hmm.
What is that? Is that a thing?
It's like a fake creature that's on these like games that these kids play. My boys talk about axolotls all the time. Or no, it's Pokemon. I think it's a Pokemon thing.
I don't know. They look.
I can't
real.
remember.
I think they're real. It's like this real.
They are real.
Yeah. They're like. Super
oh my gosh! Actually, maybe it is.
Okay, so she wants.
Oh my god, it is real.
Okay. Okay, so she wants to buy one of those for her
I'm not into reptiles. What about a furry little bunny?
I know. Okay, so let's go through just as generic. What should you use to bribe him to buy this? Sex. Easy. Although my husband wouldn't that wouldn't work as a bribery for my husband. It would.
Yeah, because we don't weigh heavily on sex. Like we're going to have sex regardless. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's not like I'm not going to
I would like barter with him. Like, if it's a cost thing, then you obviously knock something else out. Like maybe don't go to Starbucks for, every other day or, you could bribe them with many things, a boys' night out, or like, I'm always pushing Keith to like go out with his friends, and he's just such a homebody. I know that some girls like their husbands like have to ask to go out, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm just like, let them live their lives. If they're going to cheat on you, they're going to cheat on you regardless. So gotta have some trust, ladies.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, okay, that's another one. What to do if your husband cheats on you? What would you do?
Listen, I always say I'd fucking leave his ass and rape his pension and leave him in the dust. But Yeah, I'm always like, just remember, I got half that fucking firefighter pension, bitch. I don't know what I do because you know what? I do have a plan B always, and I know I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I've gone over this scenario a million times. But Kev and Bird are very similar people. They're too honest.
No.
And even if he were to ever have an indiscretion, he would probably tell me immediately.
Yeah.
Like, and I just never see that from him. But if he did, I don't know if we'd get divorced or I don't know. In my head, I would be like, hell yes, I could never forgive that. We did say that cheating and infidelity is an unforgivable in our relationship. When we were doing pre-Cana through the church, they're like, what's something that's unforgivable? And we both said, obviously not being faithful to one another, What about you? What would you do?
I don't think I'd be able to.
I can't get past.
I don't think I would be able to get past.
It's like the physical trust stuff. I wouldn't be able to be physical.
Yeah,
because I've been cheated on before.
Feel. Yeah, I think that would just it. I wouldn't be able to forgive that. I don't know the way that would impact me. The way I would feel about myself if he did something like that. Like, I'd be so pissed that he would even do that and do that to our family. Like, oh my God, I would.
You never just cheat on your spouse. You're cheating yourself out of a family life. You're cheating your children out of a good family life. Like, how about this, men or women? How about you just break it off before you go pollinate the flowers with other people? Like, seriously, but people do it all the time. Yeah. People do it all the time. They get away with it, Mary. It's gross. So that's why I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think I'd be able to do that one. Well, and so or even the other one is, I recently talked to someone about this, which drives me nuts. Financial infidelity. That's another form of cheating that people huge. And that's like a hard one.
Very hard because usually these people are addicted to gambling.
Yeah. That or
like you're talking about that. Like you don't see your spouse spending money. Yeah. Like it's, I mean, just like alcoholism, drug use, like gambling is a really big issue, especially the online gambling. Like think about back when our grandparents, like you had to go to a casino. Now you can gamble from your phone when you're laying in bed. Like, and people, it's like thousands. I know a girl that it almost broke up her marriage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kevin and I have struggled with it, but not like in a really hard way. When we were first married, he even when we moved into this house, because I was a stay-at-home mom, recent. And I remember it wasn't the fact that he didn't tell me, but it was he kind of knew that I would freak the fuck out on him if I did. So he held it back, and it wasn't anything bad, but it was he charged a very expensive suit on our credit card, and he accidentally put it to our main card. So he has a credit card. So I saw it and I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, oh, I meant to do that on my credit card. And I was like, so what the fuck are you spending on your credit card? That was a rocky patch. I think we were married for 2 years when that happened. And I was like, what? And that's hard. And even to this day, I'm still not and it wasn't even that, because then I went through his, he told me different balance on his credit cards, things like that, where it wasn't because, and he wasn't even really spending that foolishly or anything, but it was just I think he knows that I'm uber crazy about money. So Kev is almost he just wanted to avoid he knew I would say no. Yeah. He knew I would most likely fight it. So he just kind of did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And that was hard. There was a lot of trust.
It's very hard because finances are a huge contributing factor to many, many demises of marriages and relationships.
Oh, huge. Yeah.
These are conversations you have to have before you actually tie the knot or even be together. If you're sharing a homestead with someone, you need to talk about finances.
All the time.
We share a bank account, Keith and I. And then he has a separate bank account that he purposely hides money because he knows that I'm the spender. He's the saver. So he's like, I could never let you know what we have in here because you will fucking spend it. You know? So
see, and that's me.
Yeah.
And that's how I am. We have our joint checking and savings, and then I have my own and he has his own.
Yeah, and I have my own, he has his own, but he's like, I'm not telling you what's in mine because you already have
with credit cards and everything. And then after credit cards wise, I was like, I need to be on them. I need to have all your logins. And that was like how we kind of have worked through that. But he knows, like, if finance comes up with me, usually it's not a fun conversation.
No,
it's bad. He knows it too.
I would say I'm pretty bad with finances. Like I've obviously when I lived alone, I had to be good with them, but like, you know, Bird's a little bit of my crutch, and I'm like, what do we got? And he's like, we can't spend anything this week. All right, you know, like but he makes more money, significantly more money than I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I still do well, but like he's the breadwinner, you know, so it's like, but finances, you got to get that nipped in the bud. Like if you're in a new relationship and you're wondering, like, you know, I have a friend that would not marry this girl. He dated her for like 5 years, but she had like $250,000 in school debt. Yeah. And he's like, I can't jump into a marriage with that. Like it ruined he couldn't do it, you know? So at least they spoke about it before they got hitched and then got divorced. So
it's important. That's like a huge one. Let's see. If you lived across the street from your in-laws, no.
You are. I already know you'd be like, Kev, when are we putting up the
my mother-in-law? There was a house that was in foreclosure 3 doors down from us. It's like across the street and 2 doors down that way. Yeah. So you can see it from our driveway. It's like, 50 feet. And it was in foreclosure. And all of a sudden my sister-in-law told me that my mother-in-law wanted to go to the open house. And I was like,
that is literally her just poking the bear.
She didn't end up doing it.
That's crazy.
Thank God. But I said to Kev, I was like, Kev, oh my God, no, I would move. I would be so pissed if that happened. I don't want that. We lived a mile from her in our old house, and she was over all the time, and she always had to drive past our house on the way home. And it was so annoying because if she didn't see like Kev's car there, then she would call Kev.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
oh my God. No, it's too much.
It's too much. I just wanted my parents live 45 minutes away. She lives an hour away now. Like I need to feel like my own adult self. I cannot.
Yes.
Like,
well, because you don't want to be micromanaged in any way, or someone's watching you. Obviously, like, you know how I feel about my in-laws. I'm obsessed with them. I just threw a huge 70th birthday party for my mother-in-law. I love her to death, but I don't think it's healthy. Like some people like live next to their parents, live with their parents. I just know that I am like you. I need my own space. Like even when I go home to visit my family or they come here, like Keith and I have agreed, like 5 days in the same space is like, it's our limit. We've realized like day 5, we're like, okay, we've got to.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind my mom living in my same neighborhood because my mom's really just such a huge help and like, just amazing all around. And that's just who she is. She lives for her children and her grandkids. So, and she'd cook and do my fucking laundry. Oh, yeah. My sister will be like, I'm like, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, went to mom's, brought the laundry. She did it. I'm like, must be nice. Must be nice. My sister's listening. Fuck yeah. Fuck off.
My husband isn't taking care. This is the last one. My husband isn't taking care of himself and is gaining weight, and it bothers me. Does that make me shallow? No. I don't think so.
And also it's a man. I feel like I don't want to, I might get canceled for this, but like, I feel like men aren't as sensitive about weight gain as women are, but maybe some men are. Like, I don't know. It depends on,
but men are sensitive about weight gain with women gaining weight in the marriage.
Yes. Versus I'm saying like, if I told Keith, hey, you're gaining weight, he's like, yeah, I'm friggin' fat as F. Like I have to, like, I feel like they're like, all right, we're women. Like Keith once told me that I gained a little bit of weight and it like ruined me. And by the way, I was so thin and he knew that was like maybe 2 years in. I didn't even have kids yet.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you've gained a little bit of weight since we got married. And I was like,
oh, that would destroy me.
Like it ruined me. And then I was like, I cried and he's like, but you asked me. And I'm like, you're not supposed to say the truth. Like you're supposed to just coddle me and like lie to me and tell me I'm beautiful. So anytime I ask, like, am I fat? He's like, Katie, you're fucking beautiful. Like he'll never,
Yeah.
And he's seen me through so many seasons.
Yeah. Well, and I mean,
I don't know.
I think
I would tell him.
I would tell him, but not tell him in a way of being like this. I don't know what you're feeling. Like if you're
be
feeling
supportive,
attracted to him, but I most likely weight, I feel like weight is usually a reflection on something deeper going on. So usually,
yes,
whether it's mental or physical, maybe there's something health related going on with him. Maybe there's a reason why he's gaining weight, or maybe something mentally is going on where he's not feeling good, or maybe he needs help in some area. Like, it's no different than women. Like, if women are, you know, not, again, gaining weight's not an issue, but if you're in a spot where you're not feeling good, or if you start seeing,
or
like,
if you're
the vice versa,
unhealthy. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're unhealthy, or you see, like, let's answer this from a man's perspective. Let's say if a man asked us, like, my wife is gaining weight and whatever, like, does she seem happy? Is she happy? Like, if she's gaining weight and she's happy and she is content, that's just her body. And you're congratulations. You're just seeing it at this point. Because chances are, like, I've been every weight in my life. I've been very unhappy at very thin weights. There are some just happy weights that she could be at. So, okay. Or is it unhealthy weight gain? Is it something that's going on mentally, like I said? Or if maybe they need time, maybe they're really fucking stressed out. Are you helping in other ways so that they can prioritize themselves? Are you giving them adequate space to do that? Like, there's just so many layers to that. But I think at the end of it,
so many.
Talk to them, and it's concern. Like, at the end of the day, I think it would be concern for me.
Just be like, hey, like,
are you feeling okay? Like, what's going on? Like, you know, or you don't even have to do that. Maybe just join in with them. Ask them to go to a workout class with you, or go on a walk with you.
Yeah. We started doing walks around the neighborhood, like, at night, because it's cool down here, and, like, we all feel better. Like, it's just a good feeling. But yeah, I would definitely address it in like a gentle way. Be like, hey, like, I'm thinking about maybe eating a little healthier. You know, what do you think? Or, you know, if you don't want to be direct about it, you could be like, hey, like, let's try and do something for us and to get healthier, you know. But if it's an attraction thing, like, if you're not if that person's not attracted to their partner because they're gaining weight, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's tough.
That's hard. Because I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's a hard one. It would have, I don't know.
Luckily, my husband has stayed this, like, pretty much the same. He's a little bit heavier, obviously, since we first got married. We were 27, but he looks good. The only thing that's throwing me off these days is that motherfucking mustache.
I love that. I cannot even imagine him without it at this point. It is so him.
I mean, it's going to be so weird, but we're doing it. December 2nd, it's happening. And I do want to raise money for it, but I have to, like, I mean, he already knows it's happening.
He's doing it.
So
is he going to grow it
I'm
back?
done. I mean, probably, but I have to have a break. I need a break.
He'll probably freak out. Bryn will probably be freaked out.
Oh, she's going to be like, what the hell? Yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, I love it. Oh, fuck it. Okay, we're done. Katie and I are chatting, and we're done.
We're done. We're chatting. We're excited. We're going to LA, baby. Next time you hear us,
catch us on social media. Side. Follow our adventures, because it's going to be a shit show.
It's going to be so much fun. Toodaloo, motherfuckers.
Another episode down. Thank you all so much for listening. If you loved today's episode, I would be so appreciative if you would leave a rating and review. I cannot begin to tell you how much those mean to me, but also how much they help me get in front of more eyes and more ears. As always, be sure to check back every Tuesday and Friday for a new episode, whether it's an episode with me and my husband, me and Katie, or just another incredible, amazing guest. Stay tuned for more honest, real, raw chit-chat. And hey, do me a favor before you go. Remind yourself how amazing you are, how enough you are, how special you are. And boy, oh boy, I sure am glad to have you here. Thanks, friend.